Danny, Danny, why is this map so hard? Oh, jeez. First fight has Mancubi, and I don't know if you guys know this, but as mappers, look, if you put a Mancubus in a fight, you actually make the fight harder by 85% because Mancubi are the most powerful enemies in the game. They're undodgeable and they do 64 damage at a time. So, now that we've got that cleared up, this first area, I usually shoot down the Mancs first, given all this Mancubus talk. They've literally become priority number one when I play this game. Like, when I actually noticed the difference. When I play new maps, if I go and kill the Mancubi first, every time I walk into a room, a lot of times it actually makes a difference. But, yeah, sure enough, this time the infighting worked out really weirdly and I was able to keep the Mancs alive, but typically first thing I do is to just SSG them down. And then I just go for the cybers. Anyway, after that's done, go ahead and make that jump. Cool progression, I thought, right there. Now this fight, this is the hardest rev horde like of all time. It's really overwhelming, and I try to stay to the right because it'll prevent them from coming out like as fast as possible. Because if you stay to the left there, they'll just start pouring out. Yeah, just tight space. Now, in my later attempts, I started to push around here and try to fight from above, like this. Try to fight from back here as best as I can. Still a lot of missiles. The window is open to my left, so I'll typically have missiles wrapping around like that. And yeah, that one's still alive, so I needed to run back there and break it before I started moving on. And yeah, I usually leave that part with like no health left. But if you can get past that, half the battle is done. I mean, when I played that on stream, I was dying there like 10-15 times in a row before I finally got that. But anyway, this part is not as bad. I just go for the pigs first, like this, and then kind of circle around, finish off the pigs with plasma as needed. And if that cyber infights well, a lot of times he'll actually splash that archvile at certain angles, and then if the archvile is busy, you're in pretty good shape. I like to rush these 3 switches, because if you rush all the switches, see this archvile, if you try to kill him, actually there's a bunch in a closet that keep replacing him like over and over, but if you press all the switches, they stop doing that. And these like raising and lowering pillars, I wouldn't rely on them very much. You could probably like time it well where you just get behind the pillars that are lowered and then it raises, and you know, raises just in time to give you cover, but it's too complicated for my brain. I typically just go in, since we're just rocking, I can show you, I typically just go right here to dodge the archvile if he's on me. But yeah, that's that fight. Not as bad. And then same this next area. I slow down to grab that soul sphere because Danny didn't watch A1's mapping video on how to spawn in items, and you can actually block it from spawning in forever. But yeah. Anyway, I go in, just plasma down those 2 cybers. They are the priority, and I could just sit down here. If you try to like fight from up there, the imps are like pretty useless to shoot at, but they're still going to be chipping you down a bunch. Baron's taking up a lot of space, and it's a lot to deal with the 2 cybers shooting at you in these spaces. So going for cybers first is pretty good. You know, something Nirvana actually, he told me on stream, he likes to make it so that cybers are the priority, that they're the first thing that you need to kill, and sure enough, we see that in Entropy and in Breathless. Make you think that, oh, I need this infighting situation with this cyber, but turns out, you know, he's really enemy number 1, needs to die. Also, love that rocket just fitting between every single imp and just flying out in the distance. I love when that happens, especially with BFG shots. That's the best. And 359 is the magic number here before you drop into the end fight. And this end fight, I actually lost a couple to this. It was kind of gruesome, but I usually just go in for these cybers, and my problem was I was focusing down one of them at a time, and so busy shooting at one, busy shooting and not dodging, and I got rocketed multiple times. So anyway, I'd say my best advice is try not to put all your energy into one of the cybers. Try to spread it out just a little bit. Good awareness, all that good stuff. And when it gets to this point, you're pretty good. Just don't grab both health bonuses yet, because once you do, it actually releases another archvile into this arena, and you know, it's better to be ready for him. And this is unfortunate though, the amount that I have to SSG these barons, but I guess I can get my chance to give my thoughts on the map. But yeah, so the map is called Put the Fun Back in Funeral. I'd assume it's like a reference to Danny's recent map, Funeral Genocide, and that was a pretty good one actually. I played that on stream recently. Oh, jump scare. That jump scare, that one scared the hell out of me. You know, I don't mess with horror movies at all because I'm very susceptible to jump scares. But yeah, anyway, there it is. Put the fun back in Funeral. His Funeral Genocide map is pretty good. It's a chill slaughter map. If you're in the mood, I'd recommend you check that out. But yeah, this one right here, I thought the fights were a lot of fun. I mean, as unfair as that rev wave is, and even that beginning fight is, they're, you know, it's a short map. Fights are kind of at the start. Something addicting about it, just good design. I enjoyed that by Danny. Cool progression too, and light sequences and stuff. Yeah, I'm a fan. Now you might wonder like why I skipped map 2. Map 2, I didn't like it. I have a demo and I'll put it in the folder. But sorry, grain of salt. It wasn't detailed at all, and the fights were just kind of generic, just cyber infighting, rocketing down Hell Knights, rocketing down revs, all the room in the world. So I didn't find it that interesting. But grain of salt does better later on. Anyways, thanks, Danny. Next time, peace.